I don't want people to feel like I'm just, it's CBR. We get it. They've had individuals that are within the company that aren't fond of me. They've said some interesting things, or writers, contributors, whatever it is that you want to call them. And of course, despite yet another successful campaign, organization or news agency or whatever you want to call these guys over at CBR, they act like the independents on our corner of the internet aren't even a thing, despite the numbers it is that we're doing. Yeah, they're not objective. However, we have covered before. Previously, we talked about editor-in-chief, I think, and some other people, senior writers, whoever they were, being canned, and they weren't happy about it from CBR. Valnet is shaking it up. They are the owners of CBR. I think they own Screen Rant, some other guys as well. They're shaking some things up. As of a couple of days ago, which kind of flew under the radar, more people have left CBR. The editorial exodus of Valnet, CBR. I'm covering this from the Pop Verse. Well, I think I covered it from the last time. It says, with 3 editors leaving the site in the past few days, according to social media post, news editor Brandon Schroer, Weekend Comics news editor Sean Gribbin, and remote news editor Narayan Liu have all left CBR. None of the 3 explicitly gave reasons for their departure, although inferences could be taken from Schroer's recent reference to yada, 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 or Gribbin's reference to having written 1,200 articles in his 2 years at the site working weekends. It is, however, always possible that the new departures are entirely unrelated to the recent layoffs of the company's lead editorial staffers. That's a CYA. He's putting that in there because that makes sense. An odd chance that it doesn't have anything to do with the recent layoffs, and just 3 people just happen to leave at the same time. You want to make sure you leave that open, definitely, if you don't have any sort of confirmation. However, you kind of know, right? It is perhaps notable that all 3 thanked Stephen Gurdon in the farewell announcements. Gurdon was one of 3 members of CBR's core editorial staff laid off at the end of May, which that is what we have covered. As of writing, it is unclear if CBR intends to replace the departed staffers. Its current About page lists only 4 editors, with the roles of lead comics editor, lead anime editor, lead gaming editor, and lead TCG editor, all being filled by 1 person. And look, I don't know. It says site maintains open job listings for writers in multiple categories. Look, I don't know if it's a shaking up of the culture, which I think that to be highly unlikely. I'm sorry, I think that to be unlikely. But maybe an odd chance that is the case. They're trying to shake stuff up. We did see the statements it is that they made as far as the direction, but I'm not holding my breath on that, and I don't think you should either. We'll see. We'll see. It might be just more of a consolidation thing. It's like we have this amount of openings, and we can instead, like kind of what Elon did with Twitter, where it's like, I'm going to ask all these people, mainly, yes, there's some ideological stuff that is there, and you got poison in the club, if you will. However, the main thing is that you just had too many people working for a job that didn't need that many. Okay, and maybe it's one of those cases. Again, an odd chance that's the case. I want to just leave that open. But I think it's just, it all boils down to the bottom line. CBR. Again, I can't say they're hiring, but again, people are leaving. Let's just say that. If you like this video and want to get into a new comic book universe, visit Rippaverse.com. Our first campaign for ISUM 1 hit $3.7 million, and the pre-order campaign for ISUM 2 is currently live. So go check it out and watch the official launch trailer, which is the first animation of Rippaverse Studios.